Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have the new premium compact pad from Haute42 Gaming. This is the HotPad M Lite. So looking at the box here, I love the new packaging. It looks like something you would find on the shelf, very nice and premium. Here in the back you can see the controller and all the details. Let's open this up and see what we got. So we've got our foam on top. Let's take this off. Here we have our controller. We have our angled USB-C to USB power cord. We have our extra crystal switch, 2 replaceable action buttons, and our switch puller. Next, we have instructions for the custom lights on the bottom, and we have our instruction manual. All right, let's get this out the way. And here we have the M Lite in this beautiful gold color. It looks really nice in person, nice and compact. So when we go around the controller, we have a nice slope on the bottom. We have nothing on the left-hand side, nothing on the right-hand side. We have our pass-through and power port on the top. We have our action button row here on the top. We have our screen, and we have all small buttons across the body with one large on the bottom. And this does come with the crystal switches pre-installed. So a nice new feature with this pad, it's running a custom version of GP2040 CE, and it has 2 light sessions. It has the button lights and the side lights. You can control your button lights just like every other GP2040 CE controller by holding start and back and pressing button 1 or button 3. You can scroll through the different options. And with their custom firmware, if you hold down start and press Y or B, you can raise and lower the lights. By pressing start and left bumper, you can change the patterns. And by holding start and pressing left trigger, you can turn your lights off and on, and you can hold start and press right bumper and right trigger and cycle through the different colors up and down. So as the new controller in the Haute42 lineup, where does this fall into place and what makes this controller special? Well, if you currently play on the S, and you really like this controller, you love the compact form factor, you love the portability, but you want a premium metal feel without the large size, you're gonna want the M Lite. If I take the top of the S here and I lay it on top, you can see the bottom button is here, and all the buttons are essentially in the same place. They are slightly more to the right and a little bit more to the left. This button here is about a 1/4 keycap lower, but in use, it's gonna feel just like an S, and a nice addition to the S family. What is that? That is small keycaps with tighter spacing and 1 large button here on the bottom. The action buttons are a little bit higher, the screen is a little bit higher, and of course the body is a little bit bigger for the metal frame. But in use, this will feel just like the S16. So when you compare this in size to the S16, it is roughly taller by the metal piece of an adapter, taller on the bottom by a whole adapter, and wider on both sides about half of the metal piece of the adapter. It is ever so slightly lower, and this keycap here is about a 1/4 keycap lower on the left-hand side, but in use, it is that same S family feel. Small keycaps, tight spacing with 1 large here on the bottom, and it's going to feel very familiar, nice, compact, and premium on the go. So how do you connect to your console? If you're on Xbox, you'll have the Brooks XB3, you'll have the Mayflash Magic X, and you'll have the Mayflash Xbox One booter. If you're on PS5, you'll have the Brooks Wingman FGC, you'll have the Mayflash Magic S Ultimate, you have the AllFight6.com booter, the Mayflash Magic Boot for PS4, and the Haute42 COSMOX Booter 5. So you'll take your power plug, put it in the top or the side, take your USB port, plug it into your adapter, connect to your console, press home, press start, and you'll be all set. This controller does have a pass-through port here on the top. You can take your power, connect to the top, your other end, connect to your console, press home, press start, and you'll be all set. And if you're on PS5, there is the Brooks Wingman FGC2. This adapter will not work in the pass-through port as of the time it's recording. You will have to connect to the end of your cord, connect to your controller, to your console, press home, press start, and you'll be all set. Next, we have the paper test. What is the paper test? We take a standard piece of American printer paper. This is 8.5 by 11. I'm gonna fold this down in half. And when I lay this on top here, you can see this controller is taller by about the metal piece of an adapter and roughly wider than half the metal piece on the adapter. So why would you do this? If you're at home, fold that piece of paper in half, put it on your lap or on your desk and play just like this. That'll let you know how this will feel in person. And not only does it come in gold, it also comes in a nice gray color. It looks really smoky and clear. Both of these look very nice in person. I personally like the gold. It's just a little bit different. It stands out really nice. But if you want that compact feel with the premium build quality, this is the way to go. The M Lite is really nice. So let's get some things on the table and compare. So here we have the M Lite and the Haute42 S16. So again, when you're comparing the Haute42 S16 to the M Lite, they both have small buttons across the body, one large here on the bottom. This has a screen here on the top, the screen is down here on the side. Both have their action buttons all across the top. He has 2 power ports and 1 pass-through port here on the side. side. This has one power port and one pass-through port here on the top. When you're looking at the 2, this is roughly 1 inch taller again than the S, and when it comes to width, it is roughly half an inch wider. So if you're in between these 2 models, this may be your first choice when it comes to starting in the leverless space. So you're wondering, should I go premium or should I just start with the beginner model? As far as switches, they use the exact same switches. They're gonna feel the same in use essentially because they both have the small keycaps and the tighter spacing. I would recommend the S if you're just starting out. That way you can find out, do you even like that tighter spacing? You may want the T, which is even wider, but you can kind of gauge what you like. If you have the S now and you're curious, the M Lite is very nice. You know you want the compact feel, but you want a premium build, get the M Lite, you're gonna be happy. So here we have the Haute42 M and the M Lite. So when I compare these in height, you can see the M Lite is not as wide by one adapter and half of the metal head of the adapter, and not as tall by the metal head of an adapter. So if you're on the fence between these 2 models, what you're really looking at is, these are all smalls with one large on the bottom. These are all large across the whole pad. They both have their screen here on the top, and they both have their pass-through port and power port here on the top. Neither have anything on the sides, and they both slope down on the bottom. So when you're comparing these 2, your major question is, do I want all the large keycaps and the wider spacing that comes with the M, but I keep that compact format? Or do I want all smalls with one large on the bottom, and again, a compact premium build quality? And that's how you would compare the M to the M Lite. So if you're comparing the M Lite to the M Ultra, they both have the small keycaps across the whole body, one large on the bottom. They both have a screen here on the top. He has one power port and a pass-through port here. This has 2 power ports and a pass-through port on the top as well. This controller has the new action buttons. This has your classic action buttons. This controller has your tournament lock switch and the light switch on the bottom. Both controllers have the new lights that go across the bottom and the button lights, and they both come with a premium build quality and a slope here on the bottom. And when I compare the M Lite to the M Ultra, you can see the M Lite is not as wide by one whole adapter plus the metal head of another adapter, and not as tall by 2 sideways adapters and half the metal head of an adapter. So if you're looking at these 2 and you're torn, your biggest question is, do I want a compact version of the M Ultra or do I want an extra large version of the M Lite? And when you're looking at the layouts, the right button here is lower than the right button here, but besides that, in use, these 2 will feel very much the same because they both have their small keycaps, tighter spacing with the one large on the bottom, just like the S series. So that's the M Lite. I think this really rounds out this lineup here. We have the S family and the T family. So if you're just starting out with leverless and you're not sure where to start in this brand, the S is the cheaper one. It's more compact, smaller keycaps, tighter spacing, but now you have this controller and you like it, but you don't want to go too big, you would get the M Lite. The M Lite gives you that same compact feel, but the premium build quality, this tighter spacing, smaller keycaps, one large on the bottom. And if you decide you like both of these, but you want a larger base, you will go with the M Ultra. Again, tighter spacing, smaller keycaps, the one large here on the bottom. The T rounds out those that want the larger keycaps across the whole body with the wider spacing. You start here, and if you want a premium but more compact version of the T, you will get the M. Same large buttons and keycaps, wide spacing. Or if you like the T now, but you want a more premium build, you would get the M Plus. You keep that same wide base, same large keycaps and wide spacing, but again, now you have your S to T, your M Lite to M, and your M Ultra to M Plus, and that is the S and the T family. And I think this M Lite fits in perfectly. I think you're really gonna like it. Thanks for watching.